Hello. Dobar dan za Srbe. Hello, hello. Do you hear me? Can some of you send me just a message if you hear me? So for all of you who are here, welcome and thank you for being here. My name is Alexandra and I'm Serbian language teacher. Today I will have my first live stream with my student Anna, who is coming from America. We are waiting for her to join. Please send me the message if you hear me, any of you. Just a second. Hello, Anna.
Hello.
Anna, do you hear me?
Yes.
Great. Okay, I already said a few sentences about today's live stream, but now I want to say thank you very much for being here and for accepting my invitation to join. Hello, Anna. We lost Anna. Okay, we will wait her now to join again. Let's just see what is the problem today. Okay. Okay, Anna is sending. Hello, Anna. Okay. Connection is not good.
Yes. Hopefully this one it will be good.
Yes. Okay, Anna, hello. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you, ma'am. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you very much for accepting my invitation to speak with me today and to be my first guest.
Yes, ma'am. I am.
Okay. Anna, I prepared some questions here for you. But first of all, you've been learning Serbian with me since April this year, and you're coming from America, Las Vegas. So maybe you can tell us something more about yourself.
Absolutely. So, thank you for having me here, first and foremost. I am so excited to be your first guest when you're live, obviously. So to anyone that don't know me, my name is Anna. I actually lived in America, Las Vegas based, for a long time. Currently, I'm here with you. So I'm so excited about that. I am a transformational coach, and I am really, really, really excited to keep learning and keep basically enjoying the culture that you guys have here too. So that's what I'm here for.
Okay, great. We'll speak about it a bit later. Can you tell us something about Las Vegas? You know, that's always interesting when you are from Serbia or this part of the world. Everyone wants to know more about America and the lifestyle there and everything.
Absolutely. So Vegas itself is one of those places where a lot of people do not actually realize that there is or there are communities outside of the strip. So when in movies and videos and photos and a bunch of our friends that will go to Vegas, we will see all the funds, the casino, the shopping, everything. And just outside of that, there's amazing community of people that's actually helping that fun, that entertainment, and they live there. And it's crazy because when I first moved to Vegas, I moved into the city. It's right next to one of the newest casino at that particular point because they have a residential on the other side. And I see all of the people coming and going and all of that. And because I traveled a lot too, I would go home to this amazing place that everyone would spend so much money to go to. But there's a lot of beautiful places and amazing people outside in that city. So I highly recommend for anyone to go outside of the strip. We call it a strip, basically the downtown, the town. When people actually go to Vegas, for them to see that there are other things to do outside of the fun, the casino, the entertainment, and all of that. So.
Oh. Okay, great. And then what brings you to Serbia?
Serbia Balkan region. It's one of those things where, to be honest, the person, one of the gentlemen that had a huge impact in my life, I call him my father. He was from your side of the world, and he made a promise to actually see the world. And I am so blessed that so many things had happened that had led me here, and I could not actually even still wrap my head around it to this day. So that's one of the biggest things that brought me here, family.
That's great. And then you decided to study Serbian.
Yes. You know what's really crazy is I finally understood that Serbian language, and I'm air coding it right now, it's not just meant for the Serbian country. When you study Serbian, you get to speak to people from Montenegro, from Croatia, from Macedonia, like all of these places. And I'm like, oh my God. So anyone that's listening, anyone that's looking at learning Serbian language, go for it, because you're not just speaking to one country. When you actually learn, you're basically got a chance to live in any country in this region. And it's amazing.
Yeah, that's true. You can speak Serbian all over the world almost. Okay, that is a joke, but yes. Okay, but you're actually an English language speaker, and what did you find to be most difficult thing in Serbian language to study for you as an English language speaker, and to understand, remember, and to use in Serbian language?
Yes. To be honest, at first it was the pronunciation. So English is not the only language that I speak.
Yes. That is
But
also important. I wanted you to mention it.
yes, yes. But even then, and the other language that I speak, um, the pronunciation when it comes to speaking Serbian language, my tongue gets so twisted every single time. I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. And another thing that is difficult at first, yet actually, to be very honest, it actually was so good for me because as a speaker, as a coach, you need to speak slow sometimes. You need to learn to communicate in a way that people will actually have time to understand and have it register in their brain. And it was crazy because when I started learning, the most difficult one is to slow it down.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
And it's like for me when I get excited, I'm like everything.
Okay.
Yes, but slow it down so that I can pronounce it properly, so that I will have a moment to register from English to Serbian language back to English. And I don't feel the pressure, for lack of a better word, when I'm actually looking at people and trying to speak to them in a language that's so new for my brain.
Mm-hmm.
But and I'm so excited. There are words that are now popping into my head. Like, wait, I heard that before, and now I can actually pronounce it properly. Now I actually know how to use it in a sentence or in a communication to someone. So it's really, really amazing.
Okay. You currently live in Serbia, in Belgrade, Serbia. Okay. So you have Serbian, or we can say Balkan friends, right? So how did they react when they heard that you study Serbian? What's their reaction when you try to speak Serbian? Are they supportive or what?
So manifestation, that's first thing I would say to people. I have learned a long time ago to really be very careful with the people that I surround myself with. And so Serbian Balkan people that I've surrounded myself here, I can truly, truly, truly tell you this with not even like, it's not a joke, where I would say I have the most amazing people around me. So when they found out that I am learning, they're the most supportive people. They are the people who would basically offer their time, their expertise, and say, yeah, you can say it this way instead of that way. And it's like, oh my God, what was the right way of or the right the oni, ona, one, and all of these, like, what would be the right way of saying those. And I can tell you this right now, I am so grateful for the people that I've been blessed to be surrounded with here in this country and anywhere in this region, is because of the fact that they're so loving, they're so supportive, they are absolutely phenomenal people when you just started in this journey. And when I did this journey, I had no idea how long I would last. And there are moments where people that I've surrounded myself with here, I'm like, oh my God, am I doing this right? This is just so confusing. Because I'm that type of person that I actually put pressure on myself. And I can tell you this, they're like, no, it's fine. You're doing good. You're doing great. Don't give up. You're going to get used to it. And I have some friends that and a bunch of the people that I'm blessed to be surrounded with that do not even speak English.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And I can tell you this right now, I'm sure there are so many misunderstandings, but we would, like, when we're talking, for example, we would try to do Google Translate, and we would like transfer from English to Serbian, Serbian to English. I'm like, oh my God, is that what it means? But again, I know that there is a possibility that there's misunderstandings out there, but they are so kind. And if there is something that doesn't make any sense, they'll be like, oh, yeah, let's look it up more or something like that. And yeah, I couldn't ask any better people that I'm around with, to be honest with you. I keep talking about them forever, obviously.
That's so nice to that is so nice to hear. But what kind of impressions did you have before you came to Serbia? What did you hear about this area before? Did you actually know anything about us, or how was it?
Yes.
Okay, you knew you okay. You already said you have a father who is from here, but generally speaking, did you have any? Okay, you are
Yes,
laughing.
yes and no.
Yes and no. Yeah.
Yes, yes and no. I can tell you this right now. Um, you will never know until you're in it. So growing up, I have been told amazing stories with my father's stories. And the biggest thing that I would say is this region, this country, family is so important.
Yes.
Respect is so important, and food is absolutely yummy. You guys have amazing food, and of course, like I could talk some more. Like the other day, I actually, it was like 8 something in the evening, and I was looking at outside of my window, and I saw the golden sunset. And I remember my father used to tell me that. And he said, it's 9 o'clock in the evening and the sun hasn't set yet. And for me, I was like, wait, what? That is so confusing. Like things like that that I've heard as this country offers, as this region offers, and I never really understood it until I am here. And I would say this, anything and everything that I had expectation with,
Mm-hmm.
for example, food, because I love food.
Uh-huh.
I would say this, it exceeded my expectation. When it comes to family, I have met people here where they would die for their family.
Yeah.
They would, whatever it takes. I've met people here where the respect that they have for their parents are so apparent when you are with them. And it is so cool and so amazing to me because as a person who travels the world, I get to see these things. Yet now I am here. I mean, here in a region where my family, the person that I call my family, and the people that I am surrounded myself with here now, I get to fall in love to the country, to the culture, to the people. And by doing that, I get to fall in love with myself again. Because there's a portion of me where I would say this, I needed that. I needed the family culture. I needed the amazing food. I needed the slowing it down so that I get to recognize that there's a golden sunset out there. Because my life, I just kept on going. Like I would be from one place to the other in 48 hours. So,
Yes. And is that so different Okay, sorry, I didn't hear you last sentence. Can you just repeat?
I'm very happy.
Mm-hmm. You are very happy. And Anna, okay, since you're now living in Serbia, do you actually need Serbian? Because actually everybody speaks English. So do you need to know Serbian? Is that necessary? Yes.
I would say absolutely yes. You're right. A lot of people, especially in Belgrade or in Novi Sad, the big cities, you
Big
don't need
cities,
to.
yeah.
Yes, you don't
Mm-hmm.
need to. But I can tell you this right now, the beauty of learning new language is, I always say this, it's indescribable. It is so
Mm-hmm.
humbling. It is so good for you to be able to have connections with people that even though they speak English, there are so many things that say in the language that they have, the original language. And it's really good for your brain, to be honest. It stretches your brain in a way that a little bit of pressure do not hurt, and the mental gymnastics that you have to go through, oh, it's so good. And again, I'm going back to say, it helps me as a public speaker, as a person who talks to people every day, as a transformational coach. It slows me down. It makes me think of the right word to say. It makes me even like be patient with the people that I'm talking to if they're just like, oh wait, I can't remember, because of what I'm going through. It's the discipline that I'm going through, because I did not just say, oh, I'm gonna study, but I'm just gonna maybe if I can no, I said I'm going to study. That is it. There's no other way about it. So I'm so diligent. If you, for example, because obviously you're my teacher, if you give me an assignment, I would do it. And as you know how busy I am, but I would take time. That's another discipline I'm going through. I would take time to do the assignment. I would take time to remember the words. I would actually take time to try to look up the words in English and what's the meaning for it. So now I am more conscious as to what are the words that I'm using, even though I'm speaking in English. So I would say, heck yes. And then at the end of it, you actually have another language. Why not? Do it. If you have a chance, and if you are offered by someone, a family, whatever that is, to learn another language, I was like, heck yes, do it. For sure.
Yes, great. Okay, later I would like you to tell us more about your profession. I think that is interesting to hear. But can you tell me now? You mentioned that I am your teacher, which is obvious. But what was the most important for you when you were choosing your teacher? I think this question is good and interesting, important for my colleagues who are maybe listening today this live. So what you as a student who is coming from America expect when you are choosing a teacher?
Absolutely. First things first, I believe in energy. I wouldn't want to work with someone that I don't feel good. Like that's my second, which is you. And I remember this many times. You were like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, Don't be like, give me more pressure, because it's a good thing for people like me. It is so good for my teacher to say, no, 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 hey, let's do this first. And I'm very dominant in certain things because I like certain things the way it's supposed to be. And that transfers to me learning the language. And I tell you this right now, if you're a teacher that I'm just going to be able to push around, for example, then it wouldn't do me any. So your balance between your professionalism, you also as a good person, it's so important to me. Absolutely. And you also being so disciplined. And you know there's a how do I say, there's a balance, or there's a dance between being disciplined and being kind to someone who's still learning. And you're kind towards me when I'm having a hard time, and you know this look when I'm like,
yeah.
because I'm like, wait, I'm wrapping my head around it. Like, having the patience that you have as a teacher towards me, towards your students, it is so important, because I'm already putting pressure on myself. Knowing that you are so patient towards me and says, it's okay, you're going to understand it later. It's okay, you're going to wrap your head around it later. Then it makes me feel a little bit less pressured. It makes me feel a little bit more comfortable, because I know I have someone that's got my back as a teacher. Also, really, you're not just a teacher. Also, when you're teaching me, you're a friend. You talk to me like a friend. So you're so nice to me. You're so nice as a teacher that it makes me just feel like, okay, even though I don't understand this right now, I trust Alexandra that she knows what she's doing, because she's shown me her kindness, she's shown me her discipline, she's shown me her patience. And if she says that it's okay, you can just read it, I know you don't understand, but you will understand later. Or when it comes to, like, you know me, I got really confused, and I still am, to the consonants, for example. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Wait, what? Like, all of the cases, for example. But you just tell me, no, no, it's okay. We'll move on to this, and it makes sense. It is so important to feel like your teacher at your back. That's what I would say again. Or else you're not gonna have a good
But
time,
maybe
and you're
that
not gonna
depends on the
understand.
students.
You're
Maybe
right. It
I
depends.
said maybe.
Yes, you might be right.
Because I had the different. Do you hear me, Anna?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello. Okay, okay. Sorry. Because I had the. Their own on their own, and then it is very difficult. So thank you very much for saying this, that it is actually important to listen to the teacher, to trust, and that to make kind of a balance between those two things.
Well, here's the thing. When the drive, when your driving force as to why you're learning the language is far more than just simply where, oh, I just want to learn a new language, or something that's it's more for me, I'm learning this language because I want to. For me, I'm learning this language because I have many other reasoning why I have to, and this very seriously. And I need someone who allows me to be frustrated, which is you, because I get frustrated. I'm like, oh man, I don't understand that. Yet you still have the patience to actually say it's okay, and you don't get frustrated yourself. I think that for me, I'm speaking from my experience, I'm speaking from my personality, and that for me is really, really important. The thing is, I always tell people this: hey, if what I do for a living is this, and what you do for a living is that, I would not even say I know how to teach someone Serbian. So I decided to learn the language, and I've chosen someone like you. I have to resign the fact that I have to listen because you are an expert in that field. I'm not.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And what's the point of having you in my life when I'm coaching people? And I have been through that too, where someone will, but well, there's a reasoning why you're choosing me to be part of this journey of yours right now, is because you know that I have knowledge to help you get from point A to point
B.
to
Yes.
give this one a try and let me know how it would work out, because me coaching you, it worked for me. I'm coaching you through my experience, through what I've done, through the lens of what I have looked at, because that's my expertise. So when I decided to learn the language, I decided to let go of that ego. I've decided to humble myself that there is someone like you who knows this industry. And that's why, therefore, it equals to me having to listen to you, even though sometimes like, oh, no, no.
Yes. Yes, 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 right. Okay, great. So, Anna, what would be then your advice for anyone else wanting to study Serbian? What do you have any books or study materials or anything to recommend? Or what would be your advice, generally speaking?
First things first, speak to you. You have everything. I mean, you've given me books, you've given me podcasts, you've given me audio, you've given me videos, you answer my text on the times that we're not even supposed to be talking. You're the resource to start with.
Thank you.
And follow what you're telling me, or anyone that wants to study the language. When a teacher says do this, then do this. Just trust the process that you're going to get there. There's so many books out there, there's so many YouTube videos out there if you want to, but they are not as structured as having a teacher like you. Before I came here, I've already listened to a bunch of videos. I've already listened to how would you say hello, and half of the time I'm like 15 minutes into, I'm like, what was hello again?
Yes, yes.
Because
Yes, you can.
there was no structure. You can read a book if you want to, but
Yeah.
nothing beats the fact that you have someone right there for however many hours, however many days, however many months that you are asking this person to work with you with. And really, truly, as a teacher, which is funny because I was asked today and says, are you learning numbers yet? And I was like, we're about to. It's like, if anyone that was teaching someone right now that's not a teacher, for example, they'd be like, oh, start learning the numbers. Like, no, my teacher told me not to yet. See, as a teacher, you know where to start. You know how fast would you be able to go so that you don't get confused, so that you don't get overwhelmed, because you're having new words coming to your head every day. And people like me who speak not just English, but speak other languages, it gets a little bit confusing because the other day they're like, oh yeah, she said traffica. And I'm like, traffica, what? In my head, I was like, traffica, traffic. And I was like, oh, wait, because in other language, traffica is not the small store.
Yeah.
And then in English, it's traffic. I'm like, I'm so confused right now. So you have to have a structure. You have to have someone. The biggest resource that I would say to someone is this. Find someone that can literally help you from the ground zero all the way to the point where you start really truly understanding the fundamentals of the language, whether that's the cases, the consonants, the verb to be, the pronouns, all of the things. It's a foundation of the language first. That's why first things first, call you.
Yeah, okay, Anna, thank you very much. And maybe for the end of today's live, you can tell us more about your job, because for me it was very interesting to hear. Transformational coach. And I'm still interested to know what is that actually, what do you do? I think that also the others would like to hear it.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, as a transformational coach, I tell people this. I help entrepreneurs or people like you create and build step by step techniques so that you can stay on track on your goal. Some people say, for example, oh, I want to have six packs. And that is easy to think you can get six pack, right? And you're like, God, I'm going to work out. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. It's amazing and awesome, right? Yet, really, truly, truly, that's not easy because there's life. So if I help you build those techniques, they need to be sustainable.
Mm-hmm.
Within 90, if you listen and do what I'm asking you to do.
Yes, yes, yes. That is the similarity between your and my job, right?
Exactly. Then I go over and over. What I can do, what I can do is walk you through the program that I built over the course of the years.
Mm-hmm.
That where I'm now in my life. See, I was a little girl who was born and raised in the mountains.
Oh.
To this day, that mountain that I am born at, you can't get there except by foot. No cars, no motorbikes, no boats, nothing. You walk. I was telling someone the other day and said, You're welcome to come with me, but we're gonna fly about 19 hours to 20. That's fast. And then you're gonna drive for about 8 hours. That's second. And then you're gonna walk for at least minimum. Oh, by the way, this is not a flat walk. If we're talking Serbia, your biggest mountain here.
Kopaonik, I think. Yeah.
So too. We have a lot of that back where I was born at, in the Philippines.
Uh-huh.
So you don't walk flat. You go up and down for 4 hours.
Oh, whoa, whoa. Yeah, yeah.
Either 19 to 20 something hours of flight, to about 8 something hours of driving, to about at least
Right.
the minimum 4 hours of walking. Then you can get to my mountain where I was born. But I knew then, by the way, there's nothing wrong with my mountain. But I knew then that there was more to life than me being in the mountains. So
Yes.
slowly but surely, at a very, I learned to envision more. I learned to do simple techniques. I learned to to think what would be best. I learned to actually do things efficiently. I learned to have discipline in myself when no
Mm-hmm.
tell me what to do and what not to do. And that's how I teach people. And there's more. I learned to switch my brain from being fearful to telling myself this is exciting. I learned to trust myself, which is most of us times we doubt ourselves. I learned to live authentically of who I am and be okay when people do not accept me for who I am. I learned to find the people, and when
Manage. Zatvori mi vrata.
Zatvorit ću, daj mi dobro.
Pa nemamo Anu. Sad samo da vidimo. Anna! What happened?
I don't know. Everything froze.
Everything froze. Yes, for a second. Oh my God. Who knows what the people heard while I was trying to see what is wrong with the connection.
What? Like, no, I was on the roll.
Yeah, okay. Well, the problem is because, I'm in Germany, so maybe it's about German's internet or who knows what. It happens. Okay, so we spoke about your mountains. Sorry?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's here. So things could happen, and that's just the way it is.
Yeah, that is great. But Filipini, that sounds so amazing to me. And I think that a lot of people would like to go there. So also, if you don't mind, tell us something about your country. It is so beautiful. It looks so beautiful. And what about the culture? That is also interesting. Maybe you can tell us more about similarities between our country and the Philippines.
Yeah. I'm gonna start with not similar because the similarities are just absolutely bonkers to me because they're almost exactly alike. But I'm going to start with the not similar. Philippines consist with islands, kind of like so. There's islands all over, and it's the most amazing beach that you could ever imagine. We have white sand. We have waves that you can actually surf. Like surfing.
Yes, of course.
We have beaches that do not have waves at all, like in Montenegro and something like that. We have amazing, like, fresh seafood because we're surrounded with, like, just the ocean and everything. The beauty is just, if you love water, which I do, yeah, I can't swim. I mean, I swim. That is one of the biggest thing that I am proud of being from the Philippines. The similarities, I can tell you this right now. Family, the culture of race, the culture of having each other's back, the culture of raising your kids that become people with character, that knows who they are, that know how to respect their family members, the culture of showing your kids, your aunts, your uncles, of what you can do, the opportunities that arises, and your parents will just tell you, go for it, son, go for it, daughter. Like, all of these things, it's so similar. This country offers almost exactly alike in the Philippines. My God, the food, they're different, but oh my God, when I first landed here, I remember eating the food, and the first time I actually have your local food, your, like, national food here, and I was like home.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, that's why you like being here, and that's why maybe people accepted you like you are one of us, but okay, generally that's his Serbian thing. But anyway, it's so nice to hear all of that of you from you, Anna.
The biggest thing, which is two cultures are almost exactly alike too, is, as you know this, I was welcome into the celebration called Slava.
Yes.
And that should be like close family and friends and all of that. And the people that had welcomed me with open arms and pretty much accepted me like a family. And now for the rest of my life, I have an open invitation to their home. That for me was like, what in the world? That is so cool. And of course, I felt so honored. I felt so loved. And I felt so humbled with these people that have just welcomed me with open arms. And I still remember the first time I did it. They have a 2-year-old son.
Uh-huh.
And this little one never seen a person that looked like me. So he stared at me and then looked at his mom, he looked at his father, looked at me again, and then you see that confusion in his face, but you can see that he's just like a happy little one. And I was just like, that right there is just pure love, pure acceptance. And then I put my hand out like this, and he just like he started like holding my hand just like that. And I can tell that culture, that similarity of where I was from, being born in the Philippines, we welcome people with open arms.
Yeah.
The door is open for you to come in. You're welcome to go in the kitchen and grab food if you're hungry. And I'm like, who does that? And I was like, oh, wow, that's where I was from too. And now I'm here, and it's just absolutely amazing. It's the real human to human connection. And I'm really happy to be here. I'm really happy that my father, bless his soul, again, I said this to someone many, many times, to one particular individual, and said, I feel like my father had something to do with it. Making sure that all of the series of events that had led me to here, pushed me to come here, whatever those situations are, I'm just blessed. I will never be the same after this experience, to be honest with you. And honestly, I don't think I'm going anywhere. So
Yes, that's what I wanted to say. That's what I wanted to say. I think you will stay here. You're not going anywhere.
I really am. And I wouldn't trade your country, your culture, your anything and everything for anything in the world, because it made me, it helped me to become the person that I am today.
That's so wonderful. And we are also happy for having you here. Me, your friends and family from Serbia, me as your teacher and a friend. So no, Anna, sorry, but we will not let you go.
I was texting back and forth a couple. Was it 2 days ago, something like that, or over the weekend, the other weekend? I don't even remember. They cooked food, lamb from such.
Aha,
Like,
ja, to je na Saču, my God, now I cannot remember the word, but okay, I think the others will understand. Yes.
yes. And I can tell you this right now.
Srnetina na Saču, ja mislim, da. Mhm.
And I was texting both of them back and forth because they're a couple. And I said, thank you so much for welcoming me to your home. And thank you so much for cooking that food for me and for us.
Yes.
And the gentleman says, we are so glad to have you. And even though it was my first time cooking this by myself, it turned out to be good. And then the lady said, we were so glad that you got to relax. And you see two people, two full-on Serbian people, the way they accepted me as a human being. And as a man, he was so worried about feeding us, feeding me, and all of that, and showing me amazing, like I said. And then the other one, the lady basically said that we're so glad that you get to enjoy and you got to relax. And for me, that just made me feel like home. And I'm like, I'm not going anywhere.
Okay. Yeah. That is also so typically Serbian behavior to offering you all the time. Take this, take that, take this, take more. Yes.
I could tell you this right now. I probably ate about a half of a kilogram of lamb. Like, I probably ate half of a kilogram of lamb, or maybe more, maybe at least a kilogram. And I'm like, and you've seen me, you've met me.
Yeah.
Tiny.
You are tiny. Yeah.
Oh, I guess I ate all of that. And your Serbian salad with cucumber, tomatoes, and the sauce. So please don't let me go. And I might be about 10 kilograms more in 6 months.
No, okay, we'll see, but
But I will
you are
pass.
fine with that. Good. And you know what is maybe also interesting for the other foreigners who listen to this or will listen later? What is the most interesting place you went? What did you visit here in Serbia until now?
Okay, which we're going back. So there's this absolute beautiful resort in the middle of nowhere. The hotel that I was telling you about, the one that we were texting back and forth.
Yes, but that is somewhere on Fruška Gora,
Yes,
right?
in yeah, and just all of a sudden, like, it's in the middle of nowhere, and you drive there. I'm like, did they just build like 7 swimming pools? Okay. Like things like that here in Serbia, where it's like it's in the middle of nowhere, and all of a sudden, bang, you have a place where kids can play, people gather, family get together, enjoying life, enjoying sunshine, and I'm like, wow. Now, I wouldn't say that my life was not good, but I would say this: being here and my family that have helped me rediscover a portion of me that hasn't been part of me for so long, like slowing down and not working every single day. I would say this: they would take me to places like that, and I was like, so you have places like this? Let's go.
That's great. That is so great.
Yes, and like there is another restaurant that we just went to not long ago, and it's on the cliff, and it's the huge river of Novi Sad. Like, it's literally hanging on the cliff.
Mm-hmm.
You pass by the beautiful mountains first before you get there. I'm like, this country is amazing.
Oh, if you say so, you who is coming from Philippines, then who are we to disagree?
You have places here that are just so easy to go back inwards in yourself and say, okay, what do I want in my life right now? Because it has this energy of making you slow down. And the mountains here are just like lush greens
Mm-hmm.
but it's not too big of a mountain to get to. And your place here, the resort that I was telling you about, it's like they built it for relaxation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes, relaxation. And I
Mm-hmm.
would, I've never been this creative in my life.
That's
And I got here. Okay, this is good.
yes.
And you have rooftop restaurants
Oh
here.
yeah.
There's just like absolutely amazing places. Oh, and then my favorite portion is you walk on the street and you will see this cute little cafes, and you would sit there and you would read your book and you would enjoy your tea or your coffee, which is the culture here is
Oh
over.
yes.
And for me, that's just amazing. I would recommend for people to just go around, drive around, and don't be afraid to ask people where's the best cafe in this area, in this radius of 10 meters. Because I was like, oh, wow, that road leads to what? It's like,
Mm-hmm.
it's just all this full of surprises type of country. So that's what I would say.
Mm. That's great. Anna, okay, you have to stay here. What to say? You just cannot go.
Cook me some amazing food. I already love the people. I love the places. I love the culture. Oh, by the way, people say here this summer is like too hot.
Yes.
If this is the hottest you guys get, I'm in. I'm staying.
Okay, okay.
Hotter than this. So I'm good.
Good,
Yeah,
great.
I
Great.
can't not going anywhere. I promise.
Okay, great, great, Anna. Okay, thank you very much for being my guest today. I am really happy because of this and because I have you as my student and my friend.
Thank you for having me. And all joking, if anyone is looking to learn the language, if anyone is looking to have someone teaching them, don't look any place. Your Instagram is public, and I know you, you don't sleep. You would respond at 1 o'clock in the morning, really. And my time zone is like all over, and you still respond. I'm like, isn't it like 1 o'clock in the morning? Why are you still responding? So I would say call you, text you. I know you have WhatsApp. Any person could call you and text you at any given moment. You're responsible, you're attentive, you're kind, you definitely know what you're doing. For I would say just instead of trying to figure it out yourself, just call someone like you. And really, I've looked at so many people, and just call you and you'll give them the books, you'll give them the lessons, and also you'll teach them how to have conversations with Ian remembers that you're just like, I'm so scared to talk to these people.
Yes, 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 yeah.
Oh, how to deal with those type of situations. So you're not just a teacher, you're not just a friend, you're also a person that is a confidant for someone to say, hey, Alexandra, I don't know what to say to, let's just say, a Serbian mother, because we both know like a Serbian mother is like up there. They are very much respected. They
Yes.
are in a pedestal for a Serbian father. And you would teach me or any there what to say and how to say it in a respectful way, because they obviously have to be respected because they are those people. And I, for one, am so grateful for your help anytime. I'm like, Alexandra, I don't know what I'm doing here. And you're like, just say this and this and this. And I'm like, so yes, just call someone, call you, and they should be good.
Thank you, thank you. But it is easy to be a good teacher when you have such a great student. That's what I would say.
Way too kind. You know, I'm not always great. I'm usually like, when I'm confused, I'm like, tell me more. I'm so lost. And you're so patient with that. So thank you.
Thank you too. And I really hope that now I will save this live so the others could. Yes, yes, I will. I still don't know how, but I hope that I will figure it out. And Anna, thank you so much. And by the way, see you next week. Have a nice weekend.
Yes, ma'am. And week, enjoy Germany, and I can't wait to see you.
Me too, to see you. Bye bye. Thank you very much. See you soon.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Okay. Mm-hmm.